We are living in the last days. Religious deception abounds. There are many voices in the world. Satan beckons, come this way. The rapture of the church is at hand. The Antichrist, the beast. Are you concerned about the end times? Answers, instructions, directions. Stay tuned to Standing on the Edge of Tribulation. Now I'm your host, Henry Schaefer. Let's move into today's program for the answers you are searching for. Well, everybody, it looks like we're going to try to come back again here. I think Facebook chopped me off there. Isn't that something? So I have to figure out how am I going to get all this information out here, y'all. Isn't that crazy? See, hey, if y'all are here watching right now, if you were just instantly cut off, put a 9 in there. Put a 9 in the chat right down there for me. Say, yeah, I was cut off. Put a 9 there for me. Yep, I was cut off. And just tell me what happened on that end, because everything was right here. See, everybody's coming back. And but somebody, so y'all hang in here with me. And yeah, Marvin, he got a 9 there. Y'all put a 9 there. Y'all tell me what, yeah, they all got cut off here. So here's what I'm going to do. Y'all hang in here with me a minute. Let me get this thing all started back up. And I'm going to do my best to get this information out. You know this has got to be good. If they are stopping this here. So I'm going to I move that one to trash. That was the one I just did. So you're still running here, so nobody's going to see this one here. Now let me see. They changed it, y'all, on just my friends, but I'm making it public. So when I make it public, so that's why I'm telling you, better share it, because I'm sharing it right now, but couldn't comment. There we go. So here's what we're going to do here. I'm going to share this. You share it. I'm sharing it right now. Normally I do this here before y'all get on. But I'm sharing this here, this crazy stuff, isn't it? And I'm going to try to do my best to post this up on YouTube, on Henry Schaefer's YouTube channel. Ain't no telling what's going to happen. You know, they'll let a little bit of this. They will let a little bit of this information out, but they don't want you to really just to see. I mean, this stuff, now, what I'm showing you is already on Facebook, okay? It is already on there. So it's not like I am hiding it or anything, but the thing is, it's from a different perspective. And that's what they don't want. They don't want that other perspective to get out there. And so y'all hang in here. I'm not going to rush through it. I'm just going to do my best to keep it kind of slow right here. And see, a while ago, all my viewers just dropped off. I mean, they went to zero. So, I could tell something happened. And see, they'd have let me went on through the whole program in this here. So here we go. Looks like I froze up there again on everybody, but I'm going to do my best to just go right on back here to the main scene, and then I'm going to do it again right here. Here we go. Yeah, it looks like I'm still alive, everybody. So looks good to me right here. So y'all ready? So here we go. We're going to do our best to go with it. Yeah, going to help me get through it here. Yep. See, everybody tell me they got cut off. Just shared it, Pastor. That's good. Okay. So we are standing on the edge of tribulation. Remember, I told you this here. If you're not saying anything, they're not going to cut you off. I mean, if you're just putting it on out there like everybody, they ain't going to say anything. You're not a threat to anything. You start putting this stuff out there to reveal what's going on and different things like that. That's where, and they limit how many people can get out. And things like that here. So I'm going to scrub it through right here about 3 minutes into this thing here and just show you that they are, and I'm not going to show you the birth or anything like that, but it's already on Facebook, so it's not like I'm showing you anything that you hadn't already seen. Here we go.
Or labor is starting. We're on our way to having a baby. I'm trusting my body through this process, and honestly, in a way I never have before. I'm not totally sure if labor is starting, but something is happening.
My love, how you doing?
Contracting all over the place. We should probably get the pool up.
Yeah, it's freezing up, isn't it? They're making it freeze on me. Yeah, and I got a good signal. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop it right here on this. So they're having contractions there, and they had a baby. Okay, so we're gonna stop it right there. And remember what I said to you before is, yeah, see, I'm frozen up on my own screen here as I watch it, but I gotta shrink it down and bring it back up. This is crazy, y'all. They don't even want me to get this thing out, do they? Oh, here we go. Yeah, they sure don't want it out, do they? I am so sorry, everybody, but it's not me. Y'all know this not me. I got this stuff here too good. Going out here, I got a very good feed going out. I know what I have. Yeah, it's pausing, isn't it? So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to refresh it on my. Hey, can you hear me though when I'm talking? Can y'all hear me as I talk on this here? I bet you can. I'm gonna do my best to get it on out there. See if I can't get me up and running again. Yep. All right, I'm not finished yet. Here we go. Here we go. Y'all hang on here with me. Yep, Mary Hannah says she's watching still. Y'all hang in here with me, everybody. Oh yeah, they looks like they let me come back now. Here we go. All right, so they can hear me. It looks like my Facebook's going to come back on me. You see how they're just throttling it down? Now that's them. It's causing it to happen. So here's what we're going to do is we'll do our best to get it out, everybody. So I'm going to show you the program right here is it's 9 months with Courtney Cox. That is the program. I'm going to get it up on the screen here for you. Look at this right here. So it's 9 months. Now this is not my Facebook page. This is there. So I'm going to click to it here just to show you. It's 9 months with Courtney Cox. See this right here? So you can go there on Facebook and watch this. But I can't put it on there. They won't let me put it on there. Isn't that something? But yeah, try to refresh it, Ruth, if you can, because they're letting. I can see it on my machine now, and I can see it on my phone as well. So I'm there. So that's 9 months with Courtney Cox. So what I'm showing you is how they went through all of these pregnancies and all of this stuff here, and you had this transgender couple that was doing it. And as I go back now to this here, I'm gonna have to try to work through this as if I can't get it up here for you. Yeah, so here we go right here now. So that is with Courtney Cox right there. So now look at this one here. This is I wonder if they just removed some stuff off my Facebook page. I think my Facebook page don't even look right, y'all. Yeah, y'all hear what I just said? My Facebook page don't even look right. Looks like they have removed some information off my Facebook page. This is crazy. Let me see if I can't refresh it and see if it's there. Yeah. Oh, there it is right here. See, it wasn't on there when I just went back to it now. So what happened is with this transgender movement and the things that they're doing, this man wants to breastfeed, that I went and checked out some articles. And this article right here is strange but true. Males can, is it lactate? Is that they can give milk. I mean, so there is some things that they have studied, and it is a scientific fact. So they cut me off before I got to say all that stuff, didn't they? That males can do this here. And this is some information about that. So they have seen this before things. So you can go here to the scientificamerica.com to that article, and you can see it. in the late 2000s, the Internet Movie Database reported that Dustin Hoffman suddenly had the urge to breastfeed, blah, 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 and of all of these things here. So you can go through there and you can watch this article and you can read all of this here about that. That is not, so just to let the people know who's going to hear what I'm going to say is I just want to let them know that, yes, we have done some studies ourselves where that they say that this is possible. But I'm going to give you an explanation. Going to give you an explanation. Let's get back here to it here. Give you an explanation why some of this is happening. And it's going to, I believe it's going to absolutely shock you in this here. But this is, we are standing on the edge of tribulation. The man here, when we look at this here, if we're going to pick it up right here, we'll have to show you the couple here. Got to do it again. Here we're going to do it again. Right here. This couple right here, let's pick it up. This is probably where they're going to cut me off at. Right here, the one on the left is the male. The one on the right is the female. And the one on the right is the one who really had the baby. And the one on the left is the male. But they have changed positions. And the one on the left, which is the male, has been taking hormones or transgender. The one on the right is the female, been taking male hormones to make them look like they're there. But you see the long hair and the beard, and that's the real female, though. It's confusion. Yeah, I'm talking about massive confusion is what this is.
We're on our way.
See what I'm talking about? This is massive confusion to where people, I mean, I'm confused and I'm telling the story in this here. So we don't want to get knocked off of here again. So we don't want to get, oh, I don't want to do that, do I? So let's take it on back down and let me take it on up here to this other part. That's the man that I was showing you where there was a scientific article about it. This is where they try the breastfeeding. So you can go to YouTube, and this is already on YouTube. So it's already out there on social media. It's just me. They don't want me to share it. Biological male tries breastfeeding. And let me see if I can click on this right here and just see what this thing right here is going to do when we go there. Here we go. Gonna pick it up right here.
Who's now the husband giving birth, and the male who's now the mother trying to breastfeed the baby. Before I show you the clip though, I must affect my PC.
I'm either having
There it is.
I got a poop cramps or labor is starting. We're on our way to having a baby. I'm trusting my body through this process, and honestly, in a way I never have before. I'm not totally sure if labor is starting, but something is happening.
My love, how you doing?
Contracting all over the place. We should probably get
Okay, so that's them having the baby there. I don't want to get into all that. We got in trouble, didn't we?
what to do if my midwife didn't show up. I am very unprepared to give birth by myself.
It was very inspiring.
Okay, now, so they have the baby. The baby's been had here, and now they're going to breastfeed. And so this is crazy. So what's this is? Are you talking about
To
if?
see AHANU do something that they were not.
Remember, the one on the right is the real male. One on the left is the female by birth. Now they can call them, they can change whatever they want, but that's the genes or the X and Y chromosomes. Let's do the scientific thing. That's the way I have to do it from now on. Natural male, natural female. I guess that's the best way I can say it.
Not sure that we're going to be able to do. I just felt really thankful for AHANU for creating our family.
Now, that's the male, and they're breastfeeding. Right, that's right. I'm making sure. Yep. Yep, that's what's happening right here.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. It's okay. because we're gonna supplement the feeding with formula so that my baby's still getting the nutrients that they need, but I'm still feeling hopeful. I appreciate you so much for all your work.
And I appreciate you also, baby. I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, they're scrubbing their PC. That's what they said they had to do after they put that on there. So that is the process of what's taking place here. I think this is the same one that we did right here. Yeah, this one here is the one that got me in trouble right here. Showing this one here, so I'm going to delete this off Facebook so they won't beat me up too bad. And hopefully I don't get a strike on it. So now, so that is... let me get over here so I can talk to everybody. I know this is confusion, but if they hadn't shut me down, I have to watch everything to see how many viewers I got, where am I at, I'm still on the air. I don't want to say anything derogatory. I mean, it was just confusing to me just to tell you who they are and what was happening and what was really happening. Because one looks like the man, but he's having a baby. And the woman, the one that looks like the woman, is really the man, and that's the one that wants to breastfeed but can't. So they're going to supplement the milk. So what is going on in our society right now? Is this not the things that the scriptures or the Bible was telling us about the days of Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot and as it was in the days of Noah and all these different things? I mean, I'm telling you what, you're not going to hear shows done on this. You might hear a little blurb put up there on the screen like that karma, the karma. Let's see if I don't have it right here. This credit karma, let's put it over here on the screen. I mean, did y'all see that not last night on there on the screen, right? That one right there, credit karma. And then you look at the pictures that goes with it. There's two men that's in the bed there together, and they're talking about their insurance that they're going to get. I'm going, y'all, this is, and this is put it right in our face on our TV, and our families are there. They're watching this, and I'm thinking to myself, is any preachers, is the church saying anything? Is anybody doing anything about anything anymore? Or is it that we have given our whole country and our whole system over to this woke agenda and this transgender movement and things like that? I mean, is that what's happening to this here? I'm just letting you know that this is just some crazy stuff that's going on. So, there are people who are standing up and voicing things about this. And so what I did is I went to a website. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there now. Y'all know how this is. And it is LGBTQ Nation. So I'm going to see if I can't click on it and see what's going to happen here. And when I go there, it's Margie Taylor Greene. See, they want to now see how this here comes down on your screen here. All this kind of stuff. That there is an app that you could get, an extension, and it is called. See how that comes on your screen right there? Yeah, but there's an overlay. You can actually remove the overlays on your screen. So you can go to Chrome and say, I want the tool that removes overlay, and you click on it. When it pulls it down on your screen, you can click on it. And Margie Taylor Greene demands child be taken away from unnatural trans parents. Now that is Margie Taylor Greene. Now, because I figured that they wouldn't even let me show this here, and they would take it down. So what I did is I went here and I copied it and I put it on my own word processor so that I would have it and that I could show it. That makes sense what I did? And so this is, and look what she's got. She's got free speech. This is sad when you can't even put stuff out on Facebook and them shut you down. Am I still out on the air? Or have I dropped down to 0 yet? What's going on here? Oh, I got a few people on here. Some people are afraid to stay on here. Yeah, they're afraid. I know they are. Look at this one. Representative Margie Taylor Greene is demanding a baby be removed from their family. Now, this is the LGBTQ Nation website, like a paper that they put out. What's Bill saying here? No matter what they do, the real man still will never have the same connection to a biological mother would have. And Mary Hannah says, we are truly living in the last days. Fire will fall again from the sky. There's a lot coming, and like Trish says, it is confusion. That's back when we were pausing it and everything like that. Mary, I see Mary Ruth there. Yeah. So, yeah, she says, I'm still here. All right, so let's go with it here. So Margie Taylor Greene, God bless that woman. She's standing up, fighting for us, telling us. Representative Margie Taylor Greene, Georgia, is demanding a baby removed from their family because their parents are transgender. This is child abuse, she wrote on Twitter. This baby is in danger. Remove this child immediately. Related, and Margie Taylor Greene calls Caitlyn Jenner this man in a dress in random Twitter triad. She posted a clip from Facebook Watch show. Now, here's what it is. 9 months with Courtney Cox. That's what I just did. I went straight there to the website. And this is the stuff coming from their website, but they let them broadcast it, but I can't broadcast the same thing that's already on Facebook. Isn't that something? I can't tell you the other side. That's what free speech is supposed to be about. Look at the same rock and tell you what's good about it and what's rotten about it. Well, Greene posted a very brief clip about Petrona talking about how she tried to breastfeed their child. Hold a minute now. Posted a brief clip about Petrona talking about how this is really it, he tried to breastfeed their child. Is that right? Yep. But couldn't produce milk. Some trans women can nurse babies. So Petrona had reason to try. In the clip, she says that they will refuse formula. They will use formula for the baby. So that's Petrona. That's really the man. They call her a she. Okay? It's hard to see what harm a mother trying to breastfeed their baby can cause since he switched to formula. When she saw that it wasn't working. But Greene didn't see it that way, referring to Petrona's desire to breastfeed as this man's unnatural fantasies. See what I'm talking about? She shared a post on GOP congressional candidate Liz Joy, who referred to AHANU and Petrona as two men. And, well, you know that's not two men, because one had a baby, but they look like a man. The Emmy-nominated series followed AHANU and Petrona through the pregnancy and afterwards, allowing them to share some of the difficulties they faced, including their attempts to get non-gendered birth certificate for their child. Now, this is what's crazy. Non-gender birth certificate. You know the baby is you either got X chromosomes or Y chromosomes. Let's do the science, y'all. I mean, they are the party of science. So let's do the science. That's what I say. Do the science. A man's a man, a female's a female. X and Y chromosomes is what they got. I don't care how much hormones you take. You can call it, you can put lipstick on a pig, and it's still a pig. That's the way you got to say it. That makes sense? Did they get shut off then? No, they kept me on here, so telling that trans women can be mothers. Petrona says in one episode, we are mothers. I'm your mother, she tells her baby in tears. Okay, so that is that website. That's Margie Taylor Greene. God bless that woman for standing up and sharing all of these things here. So as we look at this here, this is Alona fears that her baby's health after a car accident. AHANU struggles with their post-pregnancy body while they and Petrona fight for birth certificate. So I can show you the stuff about the birth certificate here, and it's just a terrible, terrible thing when they can't get a birth certificate to go a certain way. Anyway, so that is what's taking place here. Y'all need to share this, everybody. Y'all need to share this information. This is something else here. We are standing on the edge of tribulation. I'm your host, Henry Schaefer. I know I'm not going to get 10,000 views or 2,000 views. I know that, but I'm just going to tell you what, somebody's got to stand up and somebody got to tell everybody, this is some crazy stuff. But now let me tell you, as we get to the end of this here, let me tell you what's going on here. That this couple married, they're married or they're fornicating or whatever they are. I would say they're married. Okay, I believe that. But when we talk about, let's talk about deliverance for a moment. When we talk about deliverance and we cast demons out of people, I believe in that. And there are people who come to us and they're Christians and we cast demons out of them. They're having problems in their marriage or what have you. But when the Bible tells us that two are one, that when they come together and they marry, that two are really one. I want you to think about what I'm telling you here, that is really true, that two are one. Now, you see two different people here, but two are really one. And when you see that coming together like that, you will see things like this here. Remember when we were growing up, or there were stories that was told to us that people growing up that if the man crawls, and I think it was if the woman actually crawls over the man and gets out of bed, that all of a sudden the man can start having, the cramps and all, like morning sickness, start going through morning sickness and things like that. Listen here, that is an old wives' tale, and that is not true as that. Now, that could be a word curse that somebody has put on them, and it starts to happen like that, but it's not because of them crawling over it and everything. But here's what I want you to know is that two are one, and that many times what can happen with people is that the male can be feeling what the female is feeling, and the female can be feeling what the male is feeling. Now, this is real, what I'm talking about. This is really two becoming one, because that's what the scripture says. But we're not talking about transgender, and we're not talking about blurring the lines between the two sexes, because the X chromosomes and the Y chromosomes and the science, that's what separates them. But two are one. Have you ever noticed how that some person could be married 20 years, 30 years, and you be riding down the road and this person be thinking about something and the other person can say exactly what you're thinking about, going here or going there? And the reality is that it's not mind control or anything like that, but two are one. That makes sense? So there is a real connection between these two people. And I believe that what's happening here with these couples is that there is a perversion that takes place with the devil. And the devil takes this thing that God has done, that is a natural, normal way of couples coming together and they having sex and they become one, and it's under the bonds of of matrimony. Then what happens is the devil steps in, and what he wants to do is pervert the natural things that God has. And now not only is one wanting to feel the other, or the other is feeling that they actually want to exchange their sexes, and they want to take the place of this one and want to take the place of that. That's where that demonic activity comes in at. Now, the thing is that as we're sharing this with you, when we have taken people, am I doing all right tonight? When we have taken people through deliverance in churches, is that we will be praying for a person, and we have to say we've been praying for the man, and the woman be in another room or be outside in the foyer waiting for him to come out. And as we start casting those demons out of that person, the male, the female that would be in the foyer, they would start feeling this sickness, this regurgitating, this purging of a spirit coming out. Their head may get dizzy. All of these things are happening, but the partner, or the spouse, actually can start feeling what the person sitting in the chair going through deliverance is. It's a real deal. See, now, I never really, I always said it, that two become one. I'd always said that because that's what the scripture says. And where Jesus was talking about in Matthew, where he talks about leaving and cleaving, that they should leave mother and father and they should cleave unto each other, and that two becomes one. Well, the thing that I have seen is in this deliverance, and I'd always said that, but when I started deliverance, I started seeing the ramifications of the soul tie, because these two are soul tied together. It's called a soul tie, and it's a godly soul tie because God brings them together. But when you're not Christians, and when you're not Christians and you come together, and you haven't went through deliverance, and you're living your life in such a way without being set free from these things, that there are demonic spirits that can confuse the mind and make people think that this is what they want to be all along, to bring confusion. And it is to blur the line between what God has said, that there is male and female. He created them male and female, and that he tells the guidelines of how that they're supposed to live there with everybody. And it's crazy stuff. Now, and another thing is, while we're going ahead and saying this, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the child here. So let's talk about the child. That when the parents come together and they have a soul tie together, that when they have a baby and there's an offspring, there's a baby, that there is a soul tie between the parents and the baby as well. And when that soul tie happens between them, there is confusion that happens as well with the soul tie. And the soul tie even begins at birth when they come together, and even going over the things like what gender is going to be on the birth certificate, and the confusion that sets in, and all the trauma and all of these things with rejection and all of this stuff happening to people. This is the whole scenario of what's taking place here. And if we are going to be effective as the body of Christ, when these people get saved, so you got to think about what I just said. When they get saved and they come to church, and they are coming together as church, and God's going to save them, God's going to deliver them as well. And what's going to happen is that pastors and church people are going to have to know how to handle these situations, to be able to understand the confusion that has taken place and the soul ties that have been taking place, and get rid of the mind control and all the spirits and all the things that have actually taken this family here and led them down a road of confusion. Jesus can save anybody. And I believe that as this woke agenda goes across our society, that it's going to infiltrate within the churches as well. What's going to happen, because pastors don't understand deliverance, they don't understand the soul tie, they just don't believe all of this here, that when these people get saved and they come into their church, they will not know how to preach to them. They'll not know how to handle those things. But God is trying to educate the body of Christ in how to love these people, how to bring deliverance to them, and how to get their heads straightened, everybody. That's the kind of, it's a crazy thing that's going on, isn't it, everybody? So, yeah, we are standing on the edge of tribulation. And the more of this that goes across America, see, what happens is that who is at the top, so just say we have the top of a pyramid, or we have a legislative body who is over our country. When our country says that these things are normal and that these things are legalized, and that there is no word of God, and God's not placed in any of this, and that there is a restraint of sin is being taken away within the country. There's no restraint of sin at all, and there's nothing being promoted about it, about anything being sinful or wrong or anything. And when the restraint is taken away, then sin is able to flourish. And when it flourishes, then it's on all the social media, it's on all the websites, it's on all the commercials, it's on. I mean, I just saw a one about Skittles. There was a Skittle package. You know how they're different color Skittles. Well, this LBGTQ June bag of Skittles was no color at all, and it says there only needs to have one rainbow flag that needs to fly during this month. And that was talking about, so Skittles took all their colors off, so that so there is so much that's happening. And what I want you to think about this here is when we talk about deliverance and the impact that this has, is that through advertising and things like this here, that there are spirits that are passed. There are spirits that are engaged as well. They can be engaged. So let me just tell you a story here for a moment. So back in the 70s, late 70s, there was a commercial that was about Prudential Life, I think is what it was, and it had a spirit that would come up on the screen. It was a spirit of death, and that spirit of death would move across the screen, and they would say, "You never know when the spirit is going to show up," and people were dying, and the next thing you know, they were having a funeral there. Well, as that was taking place, and that advertisement was taking place on the TV, they had a baby. A couple had a baby that was in the floor, right, playing on a pallet right in front of the TV. And it was reported that when that commercial came on, that spirit of death was moving across the screen, that spirit of death came out of the TV and entered into the baby. And the baby started panicking and started crying as if it could not breathe. And they had to get there and pray over the baby, do mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on it, and get all of that stuff taken care of. And to get that baby set free from that spirit of death. And what I'm saying is that there are spirits, the point I'm making, is that there are spirits that are tied to advertising. So when it's on the screen and it's coming out, LGBTQ+, rainbow, whatever this advertisement out there. And remember, I just showed you the video here not too long ago, is that they are coming for our children. Remember that? Can I just put this on here just for a moment, everybody? How long have I been on here? I used to do this program called It's Really Supernatural. You know it? I've been on here 32 minutes. I'm not going to go any longer than this here. I'm going to go ahead and let it go right here at this here. But we are standing on the edge of tribulation. Make sure you like this. Make sure you share this. Hey, don't just share it. You know what you do is you share it to Messenger. Don't share it on Facebook. I mean, I want you to share it on Facebook too. And all your friends on Facebook, share it in Messenger. Go there and say share it in Messenger, and go to Messenger and tag every one of your friends. Boom, 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 and just send it out. Because once it's in there, they can't erase this. That makes sense? So they have no control. Facebook has no control over that Messenger like that. So take it and go do that as well. Well, I tell you what, I've been your host, Henry Schaefer. We are standing on the edge of tribulation. There is confusion. There is a woke society, a woke agenda. This one here, the one on the right, is the male. I want to breastfeed. One who had the baby. Petrona is the male. And you just got to go back and look at the stories that's all taking place here. All right, I'm going to get out of here real quick, and I'm going to get ready to go. I think that's it right there. I want to thank you for tuning in today. And remember, be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil, walketh about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Tune in next week for Standing on the Edge of Tribulation.